Hi students, today we will see one chapter from Strategic Financial Management, TYBMS Semester 6. Topic name Financial Management in Banking Sector. Banks are the institutions who accepts money in the form of deposit from people and lend them in the form of loans and advances. Deposits are treated as liabilities and loans and advances given are treated as assets of bank. Before going to the concept of non-performing assets, we will have glance over various loans and advances provided by bank to the customers. First, demand loans. Demand loans are made available by the bank to the customers on their demand. These loans are generally given for working capital requirements. Term loans. Term loans are given for specific term and they have specific repayment schedule. These loans can be extended up to 10 to 20 years and huge amount funds are generally given under term loans. Overdraft. Overdraft is given to the current account holders and the current account holders can borrow money beyond their balance from current account. Cash credit is a type of loan given to the customers up to certain limits. For that, they have to give security to the bank. Bill discounting. Discounting of bill means commercial bills are given to the bank and bank gives them immediate finance against that bill. When a asset becomes non-performing asset, when no income is received from the loans given or that asset till the end of a quarter, that is 90 days, the asset is treated as non-performing asset. Why these assets become non-performing? Basically internal as well as external reasons or factors are there. Internal factors like when the business gets fail, when fund granted for one purpose is diverted for another purpose, poor recovery of debts, etc. External factors are recession, scarcity of raw materials, and changes in business environment, etc. Now we will see one by one type of asset and when they become non-performing assets. Term loan. When term loan remain overdue for more than 90 days, it is categorized as non-performing asset. Cash credit and overdraft. When cash credit and overdraft remains out of order for more than 90 days, it is NPA. Bills purchased and discounted. When bills remain overdue for more than 90 days, it is non-performing asset. Agricultural advances for short duration crops remain overdue for 2 harvests, and for long duration crop, when loans remain overdue for 1 harvest, they are treated as non-performing assets. Overdue means when interest as well as principal amount remains unpaid. When borrower fails to repay interest as well as principal amount, when no payments are made for the repayment of asset, they are treated as non-performing assets. Classification of NPA. Any asset which does not disclose any kind of repayment problem is classified as standard asset. Second, substandard asset. When a asset or loan remains NPA for less than 12 months, it is substandard asset. Doubtful asset. When a loan or NPA it remains NPA for more than 12 months, it is doubtful asset. Fourth category, loose assets. When loss has been identified on any loan or any asset of bank, it is loose assets. Banks are asked to make provisions for this NPA under the prudential norms. Now, asset wise amount of provision or percentage of provision we will see. For standard asset, 0.40% provision. Substandard asset. Substandard assets has two parts: secured exposure and unsecured exposure. For secured exposure, 15% provision. For unsecured exposure, 25% provision. Doubtful asset. Doubtful asset again has two parts or two portions: secured portion, unsecured portion. In secured portion, if asset is doubtful up to 1 year, 25%. More than 1 year but less than 3 years or up to 3 years, 40%. More than 3 years, then it will be 100%. Doubtful asset but it has unsecured portion, for that portion it is 100% provision, and for loose assets it is 100% provision. Now we will see one example of NPA and provision in the context of examination. From the following information, find out amount of provision to be made or to be shown in the profit and loss account of a commercial bank. Asset amount in lakh. Standard asset 2000. Substandard asset 1000. Doubtful asset unsecured portion 250. Secured portion up to 1 year 450. More than 1 year to 3 years 200. For more than 3 years 150. And loose assets 250. You can take down the problem and write it in your book. Now get calculating or computing provisions for these assets. Prepare the table like with the 4 columns: assets, amount in lakhs, provision, and provision in amounts. We have to write the proper order or sequence of the assets, that is standard, then substandard, then or doubtful assets, then loose assets. First standard assets. Standard asset amount given is 2000. Provision applicable is 0.40%. So amount in provision in amount is 8%. Substandard asset amount given 1 lakh. Provision applicable 15%. Provision in amounts 150 lakhs. Doubtful assets unsecured portion 250 lakhs. Provision is 100%. And amount will be 250 lakhs. Under doubtful assets, secured portion up to 1 year 450 lakhs into 25% provision, amount will be 112.5 lakhs. More than 1 year to 3 years, amount is 200, provision 40%, amount will be 80 lakhs. For more than 3 years, amount is 150, provision 100%, provision amount will be 150 lakhs. For loose assets, amount given 250, provision 100%, amount will be 250 lakhs. Total provision for NPA will be addition of standard asset provision, provision for substandard, provision for doubtful, provision for loose assets, and that is 1000.5 lakhs for the given bank. Now, whenever we compute this provision, we have to keep in mind, sometime you will get releasable value of unsecured loan. You have to less that value before writing it into the provision table. You have to less it from the unsecured part. You will get ECGC cover. Again, you have to less that ECGC cover from the given amount of unsecured loan. So ECGC cover or releasable value, both values has to be subtracted from the unsecured portion while getting the answer. Thank you for listening.